Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shinmai Renkinjutsushi no Tenpo Keiei. And my cat really wants pets. There we go. You're watching it with me now. Right, Shinmai Renkinjutsushi no Tenpo Keiei, episode 6, is what we're going to be watching right now. Bit of a delay. I'm a little bit late with this episode, admittedly. Haven't been releasing those videos for a long while. Refer to my first vlog and my second vlog as to why. TLDR, my work schedule is fucked 7 ways to Sunday, and it changes on the daily, so it's kind of hard for me to find time to do anything. But we are here, and we are watching the Management of Novice Alchemist, episode 6. In the previous episode, what happened exactly? Well, I think the best summary of it is that we genocided some bats and turned them into hats. That's about it. Although, admittedly, some of those bats we turned into fridges, so not all of them were turned into hats, and we turned some bats into hats as well. No, that's my phone that I'm using to control the stream. Okay, you want to be the main character here. Okay, there we go. Feel free to do that. Yeah, Sarasa found a new venue in making some hats, bug repellent hats, some chilling hats that make you not die of heat stroke while working the fields. And both of those things are very useful for people who work in the fields, who make their living out of agriculture. So she will find many clients, but, and I really do like this series for that. That Sarasa noticed immediately. No, not Sarasa. One of her friends, I think. I'm not sure. Someone noticed that it's a limited market, because once every single farmer has both of those hats, nobody will need to buy them anymore. And now she's sleeping under the camera. That's a great place to sleep, isn't it? So what do we do about that? Well, we spread our influence around. We start selling those hats in other cities, in big cities and small cities. We start exporting, because even though this market is limited, the capacity of the wider market is much bigger. And those hats do get destroyed with time through wear and tear and whatnot. But when you see 30 of them, then maybe one of them will be destroyed after a couple of years. But when you sell 5,000 of them, then 25 or 2,500 of them will be destroyed after a year, and you will be able to sell more of them. So it's an economy of scale that we're slowly entering, and that's going to be interesting. I only hope we're not gonna genocide those poor bats who are just minding their own business, and suddenly a bunch of adventurers arrives and kills them all for their fangs and whatnot. Then again, it would be an interesting plot point, right? If Sarasa starts buying, I don't know, something, whatever, a stinger of an apple bee from adventurers because it's super useful for alchemy, and suddenly fewer and fewer stingers are coming her way, and they're becoming pricier and pricier. Why? Because people are bringing them from further and further away. Why? Well, because the population of apple bees in the immediate area is going down, because all of them are being genocided. Right? They're being driven to extinction. That would be an interesting plot line. The source of alchemical ingredients just being driven to extinction. You can't use what you don't have. I wonder if we're going in that direction. Probably not. Maybe yes. Who's to say? Yes, it's my finger. That's a big yawn. Sure, go to sleep here. But yeah, what's gonna happen? We're gonna have to see that with our very own eyes. And to do that, you're of course going to need your subtitles to follow along, and I am going to need my sound to follow along with what's being said, despite me not knowing any Japanese. Well, I lied. I do have a rudimentary knowledge of Japanese. Oni-chan yada hasukashi, that kind of thing. But right now, we should just start watching it. Support the third S. Support the channel if you want monetarily Patreon throne, or if you don't want to spend any money, share my account and spread the word. That does help a lot. Here's the leg. That's gonna help you get down if you want. No, you don't want to go down? That's your prerogative. Okay, now we're going to watch episode 6. Episode 6 of Shinmai Renkinjutsushi no Tenpo Keiei in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, everybody buying their hats. The hats are made to order and to size. Interesting. Yep. Earl Grey. With lemon. Oh, you have something in mind? Yeah. Is it all the hats cooling the room? Mars and Clams. Yeah, explain. Maybe some pearls? Some special pearls or mother of pearl? Or maybe shells are useful. I wonder, are we gonna get into some environmental issues? That'd be cool. As long as it's not like, strong armed into it. Like, don't pollute oceans with plastic. Sarasa turns to camera. That's why you don't throw plastic straws into the ocean. As long as it's nothing of that sort, then it would be interesting. Right? Those clams are super useful, but the river is getting polluted because a tannery opened upstream, and we need to do something about that. Maybe the tannery can source their tannins from Sarasa, who's gonna make eco-friendly tannins or, something. Mars and Clams. Probably not. It's a plot device, so it's gonna stick around. Yeah, she has no clue about what the fuck Mars and Clams are. Shells look pretty though. You could probably make, like, I don't know, pendants and other sorts of jewelry out of it. What about pearls? What about mother of pearl? Mm. Culinary uses, of course. Let's go grab some Mars and clams then. Who said we can't? You aren't the wife. Yes, very much so. I've makes perfect sense. Everybody wearing the generic cooling hat. Except Laura. Hers is spiced up a little with those two puffy things. Is it bento? It's probably bento. Monsters in the forest? Probably. Monsters by the lake? Because of lake monsters? And forest monsters. Easy. Oh, a flower field. Any rare herbs, perhaps? Poisonous, isn't it? Oh, it's a mantis. Yeah, there are mantises that masquerade themselves as orchids, as orchid flowers. That's cool. And she's the butt of the joke yet again. Although this time I don't mind it. It's just a moment of levity. Thankfully, Laura brought bento with them. Yep. Sandwiches. And karage? And some salads. It's a balanced meal, if I've ever seen one. I could use some KFC right about now. Oh, a familiar, probably. Soon to be familiar. Have a tomato. Yeah, give it a strawberry or something. It's probably gonna be useful in the future, let's be honest here. No animal ever gets attached to the protagonist without a reason. Or rather, without being a Chekhov's gun. I mean, after a meal, you should rest for a little while to at least get the digestion started. Swimsuits? Swimsuits, of course. Can't have a beach episode without swimsuits. Why are you using pitchforks with nets, though? I guess it works. I guess it works kind of like a sieve, right? All the soil and sand and rocks are left at the bottom. Yeah, pearls, probably. I want it on a ring. That's curious. You'd think that pearls are just a thing. Maybe an ingredient, alchemical ingredient, sure. But that you need more things to make a jewel out of a clam? Cue a monster attacking them. Okay, everybody has a swimsuit. Yeah, the moment when water reaches your thighs is the worst. Your thighs and then, like, the small of your back. Those are two worst moments in submerging yourself. Oh, it's a flying squirrel. It has the thing between front and back legs. And Laura drowns. A floaty. An alchemical floaty. Oh, so it gives the power of flotation to whoever's holding it. It doesn't just float itself. Interesting. Where are they, by the by? Kick on twos, like animation. And they're just mermaids, aren't they? Cue a cramp? Or cue a monster? Explosive cookies? Reminds me of I think Donald Duck comic where someone substituted flour for black powder or something like that. Okay, so the oven is too powerful. Yeah, there was a comic where someone substituted instead of flour there was black powder in the container or something and the cookies exploded. Why do I remember that? I haven't read Donald Duck comics since I was like 13. Perfect. Took a couple of tries. Continuity, those are the cookies from the last episode. Let's start selling them. Okay, we're just very open about that, aren't we? I'm gonna swim on my own. Can you surface though? Cramp or monster? Or success? Hey, that's also cool. Headbutts are in order, indeed. We can fry them on Sarasa's face. It should be hot enough. Cue a monster. A, oh. A lamprey. For a moment I thought it's the penis monster, but no, it's a lamprey. A lamprey with a tongue. Or a Ligarex, sure. Of course, that's not going to work. Oh, it's like translucent? Is it a slime thing? Not working. It just absorbs the hits. It's an interesting angle. I don't know what kind of a logic it is, but I'm gonna take it, sure. Casually running on water? Oh, they're like electric eels. Half electric eel, half lamprey. Lamprey? Oh, I guess it was just shallow water. She wasn't just laying on top. We gotta have some tentacles and electric play, sure. Should have followed by an explosive spell or something. Using the power of the gem? Oh no, the gem fell off. Does it like allow her to control her magic? Is it a limiter? I think it's a limiter. I thought it gives her like more mana, but no, it limits the amount she can output. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I thought it's like Eragon, where she stores spare mana inside of it. But no, it's a limiter. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Hmm. Yeah, all's well that ends well. And a pet. Isn't it getting late though? I guess this thing is edible. Grilled lamprey and boiled clams. Yum yum. Oh, clam chowder. Some camping songs. Sarasa, make her an instrument. Oh, we have an instrument. Please, someone pull out a harmonica. Oh, more of the three box things. Oh, so it was separated from its family. It's probably not joining as a familiar then. Kind of a shame. And you achieved that. And there they go. That's it. And now we know why this pendant is so significant. Hmm. Hmm. I honestly don't know what to say about this episode. It was good, like, don't get me wrong. I don't mean it that I don't know what to say because I didn't like it or I'm ambivalent about it. No, no, I did like it. It's just, it's kind of in the same bucket as, I don't know, Euro Camp, for example, where it's cool and I like watching it, but is there anything to talk about? Not really. And there doesn't have to be. Not every episode of every series needs to have some super deep and layered discussion attached to it, some high tier theory crafting and things like that. It's fun to just chill out with some chill anime every now and then, right? Oh, and there's the squirrel thing. Okay, she's in the green again. And that does it. So now, how about we go through it again? Shall we? Again, I don't know if there's much to talk about here, but let's just go through it. The business is booming. Interesting how the cooling hats are made to order. Like she measures them and all. I thought the idea was that the villagers are going to be making those hats in bulk. Essentially, she's going to be buying them and then turning them into cooling hats. But this implies that the hats are sewn to order. So is it that she has, like, I don't know, a bulletin board or a book or something where she notes down the measurements that she needs, and a a villager can just grab the order for a couple of hats and make them to those measures and sell them back to Sarasa, or how does it work exactly? Or is it that she has hats in different sizes, and instead of the dude just trying them all on, they're gonna measure his head and pick the hat with the proper size? Could be, could be that way as well. I don't know. Yeah, selling some potions, selling some hats. Business is booming indeed. And you guys aren't really contributing to that. You're just chilling out with some tea. Request to buy ingredients. And she did succeed in bringing prosperity to the village indeed. We've taken our first big step. I hope, I don't know if it's gonna come true, but I hope we're gonna see Sarasa developing the village itself. Not just its like standing in the world, not just its not just developing this village as a supplier of fine goods on this world's markets, but also build some public bathhouse, for example, right? Or I don't know, build a greenhouse powered by alchemy where you can grow vegetables all year round. Things like that. I'm always a sucker for those things. Really like it in isekais where a character from another world arrives and like I don't know builds a water wheel in a village to to move water across the fields to create some irrigation system, some irrigation canals and things like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. So I really would love to see it in this anime as well. And yeah, hurry up and leave and bring some of those ingredients. Real valuable ingredient, Marsan clams. Mm-hmm. Not that valuable, it's just the gonads of the females that are valuable as an alchemical ingredient. The rest is just kinda to be discarded. But, of course, they can be eaten, and the culinary sense trumps everything, right? She wants to eat, so she's gonna eat. She wants to eat L'Oreal's. Sorry, what's her face? Lorea. Lorea's cooking, so by God, she's gonna eat Lorea's cooking. Those clams might not be valuable alchemically, but they are valuable as food, so let's grab a bunch of them. We are closed, I don't know, 15th. Does it say 15th at the end? I don't know. I've no clue what this alphabet is, so I'm not even gonna try reading that. Selling some of those potions at the general store while your store is closed, though? It's a good idea. Very good. Bento box. Nobody can swim there because monsters, because of course. This is cool, there are actual praying mantises that exist in this world that masquerade themselves as orchid flowers. Look them up. Orchid mantises are beautiful. I kind of wanted back in the days to have some mantises in like a little terrarium, but they're not necessarily high upkeep, but you have to help them shed their old shell and whatnot, and it's a bunch of a headache. I'd rather have a cat It just needs some food, it needs to be taken to the vet every now and then, and it needs a lot of pets. And fairly low maintenance as far as animals go. Let's start with bento. Some sandwiches with lettuce, ham, egg, tomato, and cheese. That's a great combo. That's a great combo. I thought they're like two-sided sandwiches, like, you know, two slices of bread. But no, they're a baguette cut, sliced in half like a hot dog bun, stuffed with ingredients. If that's the case, then the ratio of bread to ingredients is kind of off. But sure, it's anime food, so I'm not gonna spend too much time wondering about that. In the top left, we have what seems to be fried chicken, chicken breasts, probably on the left, chicken legs on the right, potato wedges, and some ketchup. Bottom left, we have fruit, strawberries, grapes, oranges, and apples. And on the right, broccoli with shrimp. Sure. Cherry tomatoes, egg salad, and what's that on the bottom right? I see lotus root and I see squash. I don't know, some sort of a pumpkin, some sort of a gourd. Those are interesting tools for hunting clams. This animal appearing is interesting because I'm used to seeing an animal that appears at the protagonist's side, perhaps hurt and the protagonist helps them, perhaps hungry and the protagonist feeds them, or something like that, and that animal always becomes a super ultimate strong familiar, essentially. Oh, it's a tiny little lizard that I gave my spare sandwich to. Oh, what? This lizard is now attached to me and grew into the Black Dragon Emperor? Who could have foreseen that? Right? That kind of deal. The fact that this squirrel fox thing appears, eats some tomatoes, gets pets, and then just flies away with its family. Interesting. I wonder if we're going to see the squirrels again. Perhaps helping Sarasa in the times of hardship. Perhaps making a nest in her house or a trees nearby or something like that. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it's cool. I'm just used to animals appearing being significant somehow, either continually supporting the main character, becoming part of the main cast essentially, or being some sort of a foreshadowing, some sort of a Chekhov's gun that's gonna be relevant sooner or later. Maybe Sarasa gets cornered by some animals in the forest, and then the squirrels save her. Also, I just noticed her red ribbons hair isn't going, like, see, there's a split in that ribbon and there's no hair in between. That's an animation error. See, it's here, but it's not here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just 3 frames, so it doesn't make a difference, but oh, see? Again. It's probably a reused frame though, so again, whatever. It's something that you can only notice when you're going through it frame by frame, so it doesn't matter. Time for a nap? Yeah, legit. After you've eaten, you really should take, maybe not a nap, but you should rest. You shouldn't be doing hard, intensive labor straight after eating. Wait like 5 minutes, lay down, sit down, 5, 10, 15 minutes of rest, then you can go back to work. Much better for you than just going to work straight after eating. Yeah, an interesting tool for gathering clams. Of course, swimsuit episode. You gotta have it. Uh-huh. Why is the pitchfork? It could have been just two prongs with a net between them. It could have just been. It could have been just a net, and you would be able to gather more clams into that. But it's a pitchfork with some strings tied around it. Is it a repurposed pitchfork, or is it an actual like clam gathering tool? I don't know. Doesn't matter much. It's just an observation. Mm-hmm. Huh. That's an interesting detail. You can gather jewels from Mars and clams, can't you? No, you cannot. It'd be more accurate to say you can make them. You need other ingredients and proper training to make a jewel. So does the concept of pearls not exist in this world? Are there no naturally occurring pearls, naturally occurring gems? Or is it that a gem has a specific meaning, that a pearl is a pearl and cool, it looks pretty and whatnot, but it is not a gem, capital G? Could be that. You could make jewelry too using alchemy. Yeah, I mean, you can make anything using alchemy, let's be honest here. This was made using alchemy. Let's learn how to swim. This is interesting. It's not just a floaty that floats, it makes your whole body float. And apparently to make it, you use a slab of obsidian and an old CRT TV. And you put it in the cauldron and you get a floaty. The settings and temperature scale for a magic oven are different than with an ordinary one. Yeah, figures. I guess that's slightly better than the situation with ovens in like real world. I have an oven and beats me which setting does what. The settings for temperature go from like 1 to 15, I guess. What's 120 degrees? I don't know. Somewhere between 3 and 4 maybe. And every oven is different about it. That's the worst. Can't you just put the number of degrees Celsius in there to make it easy on me? And don't get me even started about the difference between electrical ovens, gas powered ovens, and when you have like air circulation. That's a completely different thing. It calculates completely differently. Jesus Christ. Can't we make it simple? I'm just gonna start microwaving my pastries. And of course, she keeps trying and trying and trying until she succeeds. Laura seems to me, I'm getting this vibe here, that in times of doubt for Sarasa, should she have any, Laura will be the one that pushes Sarasa out of her slump and forward, right? Don't give up, try again. They're kind of setting that up. I wonder if that's gonna have a payoff sometime soon or sometime in the future. Look at her looking at her wife. And look at the squirrel looking all smug, knowing what's up. And there we go. Some Yuri lighting. Some good old blushing. And a lamprey thing. Can't hurt it because apparently slime bounces slashing weapons off. And we're getting some very necessary shots. Look how many frames were spent on that single shot. And of course it also has electricity. We can't get by without a nice classic scene of some tentacles and slime and electrocution, because why not? Let's add that to the list. Ice Needle should have acted while it was frozen. Ice Needle explosion done instead of Ice Needle and hey, somebody do something. Doesn't matter much, but just an observation again. And the pendant falls off, and we see Sarasa's true power. She's very worried about it. She's sorry about it. Sorry for surprising you all. I guess she's worried that if her magic was to be left unchecked, she could have hurt her friends, because she could have. But she didn't. So again, all's well that ends well. But it's interesting that it's a limiter. I thought that it's the thing that allows her to use more mana. It's something that powers her up, maybe stores her mana, maybe amplifies her magic or something. But no, it's the thing that limits her, which explains why she's the protagonist, why she's so special, right? And I wonder if that's gonna. I mean, for sure, it's gonna be relevant sometime in the future where her normal level of magic isn't enough, and oh, forgive me, master, but I must go all out just this once. Rips it off and tears into the enemy with fireballs or something. Probably where it's headed. Normally, the pendant keeps things in check, but of course, we aren't dwelling onto that. Not depressing, but like serious things. We just continue on with the fun stuff, with a jumping squirrel and with clams, and with eating the clams fresh. Broiled lamprey, clam chowder. Yeah, I had clams only once in my life. They were good. Lots of garlic, lots of onion, just fried on the pan. But I'm generally not a huge fan of like seafood and mollusks and stuff like that. I'm gonna eat a shrimp if need be. If there's some, I don't know, shrimp on a pizza, I'm gonna eat it, but I don't actively seek it out. I bought myself a bag of crab flavored Lay's. Not my flavors, honestly. Nice song by the campfire. Summer camping vibes. Someone plays on a flute. Family of the foxting, squirrel foxting arrives, and we're chilling out into the night. Hopefully, no monsters attack them. The forest is apparently full of monsters, and hopefully, they will be fine just camping out there in the open. And this is a cool detail that this fox pops out of the cauldron. Is it different for every episode? I don't know. I never paid attention to this final shot. Or is it always the fox? Or is it always something else? Or is it just for this episode that a fox pops out of it? I don't know. Is the fox gonna hang around? Are they gonna go back home and there it is, the fox squirrel just sitting on top of the door frame, waiting for Sarasa to arrive? I wonder. Cooling hat sales, cooling hat production, other sales. Apparently, other sales went into the negative. You'd think that sales go into positive, but oh well. Ingredient sales, Madison Clam purchases. Purchases? Sales, you mean? Or ingredients purchased from gatherers, excluding above. Okay. So she purchased Madison Clams. Oh, she purchased them from Iris and Kate. Is that it? For 20k, and then Iris and Kate repaid her 22k. Okay. Okay, I guess that works. Labor costs. Donation to the orphanage. That's the first time we see that. You'd think that'd be something significant, right? Sarasa sees an orphanage and is like, oh yeah, let me help them out and donate some money, and I'm gonna keep donating. You know, a character moment. Maybe she herself was brought up in an orphanage. I mean, she was. She's an orphan. Is it to her orphanage? But then again, you'd think that she would have mentioned that, oh, now that I'm earning money, I'm going to send some of it to the orphanage that helped me so much when I was little. Kind of weird to see that happen off screen, I guess. Okay. Okay. That was episode. Which one was it? 6, I believe. Episode 6, indeed. Episode 6 of Management of a Novice Alchemist. And what can I say? It was good. It was cool. It was very chill, like every other episode of this series is. A bit of action fighting that lamprey, but it was mostly just chilling, swimming, eating, having fun, having some cute Yuri moments. It's just a feel-good series. In the same vein that Eurocamp, for example, is for me. It's just a feel-good series. It's a bit different from Eurocamp, though. In case of Eurocamp, why am I not reacting to like the third season? I think it started, or no, the third season is I think incoming. Because in case of Eurocamp, it's something that first of all I kind of wanna like experience myself, not burdened by having to commentate on it, having to analyze it, having to do all those things. I just wanna sit back, unfold my chair, lean back, put my legs on my desk, and just enjoy it for what it is. That's one reason. And the other reason is that there isn't particularly much to talk about there. It's just a cool, cute, feel good series. And this is the same, except has those little bits of world building, of character building, of lore, of how the alchemy works, of Sarasa's gem, those monsters and things like that that do keep me engaged and do give me something to talk about. So it's kind of the same, but has a little bit more of that analysis and discussion substance to it, which is great. Yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say, so I'm just not gonna. Cool episode. I did enjoy my time spent with it. Not much to talk about. Sarasa is a Super Saiyan, and that's gonna become relevant sooner or later. And maybe that Fox also is gonna be relevant sooner or later. Let's watch more. I have time today. I took some medical leave of my work because my throat hurts a little. For a bit actually, but I'm soldiering through it. And I'm gonna watch another one. Why not? I don't know if I'm gonna release both of them together. If you don't see the next one already up on YouTube, then it's probably gonna be up on my Patreon at like $1 tier or something. Yeah, I think that's gonna be about it. So maybe you do have something more to add, and if so, do that in the comments below. What did you think of this episode of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? Has there been anything that was skipped compared to the light novel? Some additional explanations in the light novel that were there but aren't there in the anime? Do tell me. I'm gonna leave it at your discretion. As long as it's not spoilers, it should be fine. If it's spoilers though, please don't put that in the comments. Don't spoil it for me, don't spoil it to fellow anime onlys. If you do want to talk spoilers, here is my Discord, also in the description. Join it. There's a channel meant specifically for this series. Use spoiler tags and you can talk spoilers to your heart's content. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Shinmai Renkinjutsushi no Tenpo Keiei, but also Tensei Shitaraken Deshita, also Symphogear Axis, also Gundam Witch from Mercury, also Arcanite's Prelude to Dawn as a somewhat of a veteran player of the game, and also Madoka Magica, the Rebellion movie I'm gonna be watching soon-ish. So stay tuned, and I also stream some gachas every now and then Stultiparanavis from Arknight recently, and also other gacha games as well. So you might want to click the bell to be notified of when I go live with my live streams. What next? Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon Throne, links in the description. On Patreon for $10 a month, you get early access to non-seasonals like Madoka Magica, like Symphogear, and for just $1, you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits, and sometimes some early-ish access videos as well. And on Throne, you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of some better gear, better software, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money but still want to help the channel, share my content, spread the word. It does help a whole lot, trust me. And with all of that out of the way, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. And outro. You can be one of those beautiful people who support me on Patreon if only such is your desire. No need to use alchemy to achieve that.